If you're looking for a clean, sober, professional, academic,
well-researched, historically accurate, generally accurate, serious podcast
on Southern folklore, ghosts, bizarre events, and unique people,
this podcast is not for you.
However, if you've decided you can live with that,
then join us for The Strange South.
Mainly because Patrice can't see where she's going.
Randy told us we had to come around this way.
Hi, we're hidden.
To lessen the likelihood somehow that we're going to fall.
I'm not sure that worked out as planned. Too many props. Help Patrice with her drink. Oh, don't fall in the fire. Oh. Yeah, okay. Yes, these high quality wigs.
All right.
Yeah. They mix well with flames.
This is really bad. If Randy hasn't already told you to turn your phone off or silence it or turn off your alarms that constantly go off when you're in the middle of important things like this, which I'm about to do.
Hold on, you need to speak into your mic.
They can hear me. This is for them.
Okay, fine.
Speaking into my mic.
Speak into your mic.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
This completes. Like, you remember Granny? Like, doesn't this?
Put your tissue in there. You're supposed to stick it down your shirt.
Have you got hard candies in there?
Oh, you don't.
Where's
you
your
have
hard
on a high
candies?
neck.
Yeah.
Where's your hard candies? You don't have.
What?
Is that not a Granny thing? Did y'all grannies not give you hard candies?
Where's Granny's
Okay, thank you.
Candy?
Thank you. I don't know. You carry around a bowl. They pop it out of somewhere. Granny's got lots of somewheres.
Okay. I don't have.
You
lots
look
of
so
somewheres.
scary.
Hold on, I'm sitting on Claudette.
Claudia.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're
dead
now.
We're so dead.
Oh my! How could she forget her name?
How many of you know about these dolls that we have? Does anybody? Okay. Anybody? Okay. Rusty, you know about the dolls. Y'all know about the dolls.
Yes.
So, does anybody not know about these dolls that we have?
Okay.
So
The store. Oh, am I telling? Okay.
well, it's your doll. I don't take responsibility
Well,
for.
she doesn't like you, so I was gonna let you tell.
Hold on.
it.
First, we should start like we start. Remember, I've always got to keep us on track.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh!
Hi, Patrice.
Great job! Great job! You did a
Hi,
great job.
Marlea.
Hi, Courtney.
Hi, y'all!
This is the Strange South Live.
Yes, we.
Thank you.
And we are coming to you before we get down our rabbit holes from Romarin at Corbeaux in Oxford, Alabama, which
Yes.
is your mom and pop metaphysical bookshop, which is open all the time for all your needs and has some really amazing stuff. And for everybody who's come to the live show, everything is 10% off for you tonight.
Ooh,
and we will have a break in between stories where you'll have another chance to shop and pick up some stuff. So, and thank you.
Yeah,
Let's
special
clap
thanks
for them.
to-
Let's
I
give
don't have a
them a hand.
hand,
Yes,
but
I don't have
thank
a
you guys
hand.
so
Thank
much
you.
for having us here.
Woohoo! Yes.
They have provided your comfy Victorian chairs.
I
and
can
your
tell there's a
other
lot of
chairs.
introverts in the audience because they're like,
Is it? I feel like the first time we did this, maybe they liked being back a little further.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
brought
That's
everyone
it.
closer, and
I
you're like,
think.
maybe we should stay back. Y'all people are a little scary, okay?
exactly.
Well, you know, when you go to a theater show or something like that, everybody out there, oh God, everybody out there is in the dark and everybody appears in the light, and we don't have to just like stare at each other.
But now we can see you all. We can see your eyes.
Yeah.
We see what you
Well,
got
y'all
on.
can.
We got a
I'm
sparkly
blind.
kitten shirt on over here. Look at
Yes.
this.
Oh, you light up. That is awesome. Well, thank you all for being
Yes.
here.
Absolutely.
And officially, yes. Hi, Patrice.
Oh,
We're going to do it again.
what are we doing?
I said hi, Patrice.
I thought we did that.
But shut up. Just say the thing.
Hi, Marlea.
Hi, Courtney.
Hi, y'all.
Okay,
Courtney.
now we can tell the story of the dolls.
Oh, okay. So, This is the doll. I was a tomboy growing up, and my great aunt was not a tomboy and thought that I was not a tomboy. And she had like a wall of dolls. And I went to visit her one day, and she's like, "Would you like a doll? This doll reminds me of you when you're a little girl." I was like, "No." Well, I didn't say that. Because, she was my great aunt. And I was like, "Sure, thank you." And so I've kept her for a while, and then we started the show, and I was like, you know what? She would be a great addition to the show. So we started we named her, and of course I couldn't remember her name.
Claudia. I named her after Interview with the Vampire.
That's right. And then her little baby. So we started, bringing her down to the basement, and we were recording one day, and this is kind of what started it all. We were recording one day, and Marleya had thrown some just trash on top of her, and we have this recording, so it's for real. We have proof. Okay, so she's sitting there next to Marleya. Marleya hates dolls.
I do.
So much. And that's why I set her right next to the doll, right? And so she saw all the shit, or I said get all that off of her and stuff. So she removed it and, didn't think about it or anything like that. And I was editing the audio for the show afterward as I was listening to our conversation about Claudia. And when Marleya removed the trash from Claudia, you can hear Claudia go, and so I told Marleya, and she's like, bullshit. and I was like, no. I was like, because I removed everybody's track. It's it wasn't me, mouth breathing or anything. it wasn't, Courtney wasn't there.
I wasn't even on the show yet.
No.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was just me and Marleya.
It was a sad time.
But
Courtney's like, everything sucked back then.
I wasn't going to go that far,
but Marleya was actually talking, so she couldn't
couldn't have done it.
Go and talk at the same time. So I was
or can I?
Well, that's we need to take your show on the road then. So anyway, she breathed, and I was like, okay, so we probably need to. I've been storing her in my liquor cabinet.
She's happy. She's happy
I was like, maybe we just need to keep her in the liquor cabinet. So one day I was recording her for this is it's not pre-TikTok.
No, it was before we had TikTok.
It's before we
Other
had
people
TikTok.
May have had TikTok.
Yes, exactly. So we were,
2 weeks ago then.
Yes, exactly.
I still don't have TikTok, so I can't say anything.
Oh my gosh. So I was recording her, and I was like, oh, the baby, because she has a little baby doll, right? And so I was like, let's just hang the baby, because that's kind of weird, right? So I was videoing, and I looked at my video, and my video has never done this before or since. When it focused on the baby blurred and ran off the screen.
Oh my gosh. How do I not know this story?
You've never seen it?
We've got proof.
Yeah,
there is
we do have proof.
Yes, we have proof on both. So she's officially haunted. I will sell her for $10,000.
See, now
That's where we start the bidding.
Kill you.
I know. And we have to ride back with her. So.
See, that wasn't me, by the way. I wasn't selling anybody.
That's all right.
no.
But you're here, and I forgot Babette.
Oh,
Yeah, so we have another one who got left at
Another
home.
one that was gifted to us. That's lovely. And I love her just as much as I love you. No favorite children. But yeah, so we left.
So that's the story.
Babette stays in the basement, though, on their offering kind of table.
We have a little altar table with money and booze. And I think she's happy.
Thanks from New Orleans.
She likes it there.
She's fine. Yes.
So tell us what you've got.
Yeah. What are we
And
drinking?
do you guys have?
Did you
has
all get a
everybody gone
drink?
to get a
So
drink?
here we are with our mocktail version. Some of you may be enjoying. Tonight's drink, if you see, it's very orange, right? It's so bright orange. But that's just food coloring. Don't worry. There's not a fruit that makes this
She
orange.
worked really hard to get that orange
Yes,
perfect.
that was the most work I've done in a while, is mixing red and yellow. I'm like, red and yellow make orange, right? And it's already orange juice. And why is it still not orange?
She's like, why is it all red?
So, but it's just a simple orange and honey and lemon, and infused with a little bit of basil from my garden. I don't know if you can taste that or not. With some tonic on the top, and then we have these lovely black sugar rims, which don't be afraid if you look at your neighbor and smile and they look like they have like muddy brown teeth. Because
What?
Yes, when I tested this out, I'm going to tell you, I tried it.
Now you tell them.
Last night, and so I'm drinking away, go to the restroom, wash my hands, look up, and it looks like my front teeth are rotten. And I was like, oh, well, this may not have been the best idea for the show, but it looked pretty in the glass, and it looked great for photos.
So screw your teeth.
Exactly. It is just sugar, so it will go away, but yeah. Don't be surprised if I look up.
You probably should have not told them that.
I know, but I didn't want people to worry.
I know.
So I look over and somebody looks like drooling tobacco juice down the side of their face. And then you start dipping.
Everybody's like,
I know. You look around, everybody's kind of.
It's tasty.
yeah. All right.
Well, you're first, John.
I do. I want to talk just real quickly, just a little bit more intro, a little more airing of laundry. No, not airing of laundry. So, anyway, I wanted to I wanted to
You've been airing laundry back there.
I have been airing laundry. I'm a little hot. You know. Okay. So again, big thanks to Romarin, Corbeaux. When we say, it took me probably 6 months to learn the name Romarin et Corbeaux. If you do not know, it's French for rosemary and crows.
Ooh.
So,
Are we saying it right now? Oh, hey!
Finally. 3 shows later, we got it right.
3 shows later, she's like, no. No. But I love their Instagram. If you don't follow, they have 2 cats. So there's Kat Von D that walks around, and there's Hades. And Kat Von D has their own Instagram. And I love Kat Von D. And she says, this is, ramen and casseroles or whatever this place is called. So there's always a new name
Come visit me here at Ramen and Casseroles.
Ramen and casseroles. I love this. So you need to follow the Kat Von D. And if you come hang out here, bring your computers, hang out. They have internet. You can work here and just chill. It's love on the cats. And Kat Von D will sit in your lap, but you have to be really still because she will bite a bitch. She will, and not feel sorry whatsoever about it. But thank y'all for bringing this back this Halloween.
Yes, thank you.
We love this store. Our kids love this store.
Yeah,
this is a very safe place. It's a very welcoming place. It's a very knowledgeable place. It's the best of all worlds. And I also wanted to mention, because we got this weird email, I'm not the best with keeping up with our emails sometimes. So if you email us or say something, it may take a little while, but I always try to answer everybody's, everything that y'all send in. But we got this new update. So Annie Imond, I think, of Meade County Chamber of Commerce contacted us with an update to our Battletown Witch, which was episode 19, the Badass Witch of Battletown. If you don't know about the Battletown Witch, she is the only woman that was actually burned in America. So while others, we had the whole Salem thing, they were not burned at the stake. They were actually stoned or pressed.
Yeah, the
weighted or hung. They were not actually burned. She was the only one that's been actually burned, and actually wasn't in an accident. She got trapped in a building and burned down. Anyway. I'll have to revisit the story because
that was your story.
5 years
That was your
ago.
story.
Hush. But anyway, she contacted us because they now have a Battletown Witch Festival, and they're on their 2nd year, and it's going to be October 28th of this year from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you happen to be over there in Meade Olin Park in Kentucky, in Meade County, where all the witch burning was taking place.
All the witch burning happened.
But we may revisit that story because she's like, I'll be on your podcast. She's like, there's some new developments happening or some new things found out, which is really cool. So I'm so thankful that she reached out to us. And if you're in Kentucky, absolutely go check out that festival. And also on our website, strangesouth.com.
Oh my God, you did it too. I always do that.
I know.
TheStrangeSouth.com.
It's TheStrangeSouth.com.
Yeah, TheStrangeSouth.
We are listing like weird and cool festivals for you to go to. So be sure to check that out.
I know, and we haven't even talked about this, that we weren't able to go to UFO Days this year. But this is the UFO Days inspired costume from me.
This is 5 UFO.
This is what the 5 UFOs look like, okay? I've determined.
Exactly. What year was that? What year was it?
1988.
Yeah, that's not the
I was
5.
10.
All right.
We didn't get to go, though. We were sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sick.
I know. Was disappointed in that.
Me too. We were looking forward. Anyway,
We'll do it again.
We'll do it again.
Festivals.
There's always next year. There's always next year. So, I guess I am going first.
You are going first.
All right. Y'all hold on.
gonna lean back.
Because I'll have to read and do this. Okay. So, there is an avenue in Jacksonville, Alabama.
What?
There is.
Church Avenue?
It's called Church Avenue.
Is
my
it because
God.
there's a bunch of churches on it?
It is because it's a bunch of churches on it.
Oh, that's right.
But for some reason, we call it Church Street.
Yeah. I don't
Because we
anymore,
don't,
but I
we
did.
just look like, you know,
Because we do what we want.
we're Southerners and we do what we want. Also, it's because avenues just sounds so shishi and fancy. And I'm sorry, that street's not shishi or fancy. And so there's literally about 6 or 7 churches along this 4-mile stretch. I just made up those numbers.
I think there's more.
But I feel that they're accurate.
Oh, my 2-mile commute to work.
I mean, that could be an accurate description of so many roads in the South, right?
But this one's called Church Street, and we always like, go down Church Street, take whatever. So this story that I'm about to tell, well, it's not a story. I'm about to lay some knowledge on y'all.
Oh, well, okay.
But we could totally make my story into a drinking game.
Oh.
So every time I say cemetery, you drink. However, I'm going to make a disclaimer here because if I don't, everybody will end up with alcohol poisoning because I'm going to say cemetery so fucking much during this whole shindig. So drink water instead. You'll be hydrated and you'll thank me later. So Jacksonville has Church Street, Munford, and Talladega, for the most part, have Cemetery Mountain.
Oh.
So Cemetery Mountain is alleged to be one of the most haunted places that no one has ever heard of.
Oh, okay.
In Alabama. Have y'all heard of Cemetery Mountain?
No.
Exactly.
You said Munford?
Munford.
Yeah, over there near the Speedway.
By the Speedway.
Talladega.
Right in Talladega. So Munford sits at the base of this mountain, which is really a hill, but, we like to
Elevate ourselves.
Elevate all the things. And it has a population of 1,333. And there are 5 cemeteries within the town limits. And then about 11, after 11, I got tired of counting. So 11 cemeteries kind of close by. And if you look on the Google map, and if you zoom out of that area and see Talladega just kind of to the southwest of Munford, it's suspect because there are so many cemeteries. It groups up and it creates this red blob of cemeteries when you go looking for cemeteries in that area. And you're like, what is going on that we do not know about? Right? So if you look at the average for the population versus cemetery space, the American Planning Association, which is the association that makes plans in America.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you said planet.
And they also make planets for America. Yes. And this is a conservative figure. They said that you need about 1 acre of cemetery per 1,000 population. So,
That seems like not enough.
well, this is a conservative estimation from the American Planning Association. All right.
Unless you're in New Orleans.
It's like, don't
They know
question
how
the
to-
experts. I know.
Right.
They go up.
1 block.
They do. So just keep that in mind. So if you happen to find yourself strolling through a cemetery one day and you notice an unusual number of infant graves or everyone dying the same year, I totally recommend Googling to see what happened that year in that area.
Yellow fever.
Yeah. It's a great, it is a great history lesson.
Yellow fever.
Just courtesy of the dead. And I never really even thought to do this. And it wasn't until we started the podcast and I was doing going back through my little genealogy thing and put two and two together. And I saw that I had that great whatever uncle who died of pneumonia in 1918, which was the year of the Spanish flu, which really wasn't from Spain. And it was actually birthed right here in Kansas. And it really should have been called the Kansas pig flu. But the Spanish flu sounds a lot more romantic and, mysterious.
Yeah, that's the one you told when you told us that the pandemic was coming.
That was the time that you foretold the pandemic that was to come.
That was in my bedroom after back surgery. It's the only time we've ever recorded at my house.
Yes.
Never forget it.
We probably...
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
She's a prophet.
It's I'll take your money. All right. So speaking of illnesses from previous episodes in the area, and you already talked about the thing, we know that a large number of deaths happened in 1873 in Birmingham because of the cholera epidemic. And there's smallpox, and there's yellow fever, and that's always floating around. But why are there so many graves on a mountain, hill, that have ended up, where it's named Cemetery Mountain? And I couldn't, I did my little, 30-minute research and looked at the newspapers and, did all the searching and stuff. And I truly was looking for the extra.
Read all about it.
Yellow fever hits Munford, Alabama in 1900s. And there was no mention of anything. However, I did find this disease that I've never heard of before, and it was so rampant at that time during the South. And this is something you may or may not know. Probably not, because I didn't know.
I don't know.
It's called pellagra.
No, pellagra.
That sounds like allergy medicine.
Yeah.
It does. It sounds like a big pharma commercial.
Yes.
Wait. So I wrote a big pharma commercial. And here we go.
Did you really? Oh my God.
Feeling like a zombie with rough skin and fatigue. Maybe you're preparing for Halloween early. Perhaps you need pellagra, the remedy that promises the ultimate rest.
Oh, my God.
Side effects, well, just one, a permanent nap. Perfect for those who always said, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Oh, God.
From ghastly to ghostly with pellagra.
Oh, my God.
Oh, bravo. Oh, yay.
Oh, my God.
But it actually, and the reason it was rampant during that time, it is it's a vitamin B3 deficiency.
What? Wait, how do you spell it? Spell it.
I'm
sorry.
Probably saying it wrong. Pellagra. That's how you spell it. Pellagra.
Weird.
I know. Whoever thought it? I've never heard of any of this, right? Okay. So it's a vitamin B3 or the niacin that you need to live, that you get in green vegetables and meat and stuff like that.
Oh, it's eat your vegetables.
But it's because so many poor Southerners during that time had a diet of meal, which if you don't know what meal is, it's corn, and molasses. And my grandfather told me, a lot of times they would have just biscuits and molasses for the meal, and they would eat meat once a week as a special dinner or Sunday, deal. And luckily, my granddad, they had a garden, so he would just go out there and pick tomatoes off the vine and eat them, or pick apples and stuff like that. So he would get the vitamin B3, but a lot of people didn't have gardens and they didn't have access to that. And so they ended up with, especially children, ended up being malnourished, and it killed a lot of people.
I'll be damned.
And especially children. It's crazy and it's interesting. Like, y'all need to start your own podcast, seriously, so you can learn all these cool things about your community. Because this is like the part that I love. I mean, I don't love like children dying, obviously. No. But
wow.
I'm just so nobody's confused. Nobody's confused here. But you know, I feel like if we had like a residency in different places and we could just dig up, you know, weird stories, and that's what I'd love to do after I win the $1.4 billion tomorrow night.
Oh, I know.
So that's what we'll do. That's our plan, girls. But I digress. So let's get back to the Strange South podcast and the stories and all that. So Cemetery Mountain, a lot of woo-woo shit you would think going on in a place called Cemetery Mountain. Mm-hmm. And I would be remiss not to mention the Civil War. Mm-hmm. We're talking about Munford, Alabama. Munford, Alabama is documented as the site of the last Civil War skirmish east of the Mississippi.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It is the burial place of the last Confederate soldier that was killed in battle.
Whoa.
Damn, I didn't know that
And we
either.
have somebody here in the audience that is related to that person.
The fuck?
Yes. Our friend Kenneth. Where's Kenneth? They're right there.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's so cool.
So A.J. Buttram was the last soldier that died during this skirmish that was like documented, right? And they pretty much just buried him. The townspeople of Munford buried him where he died. And in 2020, they exhumed his body and reburied him by a 100-year-old marker that was actually like saying this is where he was. No, I don't know what the marker says. But they kind of like pushed the two together so that it would be like, I guess, more truthful. I'm not really sure. Anyway, so that's a cool fact that I didn't learn. Well, I knew that because I think Kenneth emailed us earlier talking about it, and that's wonderful. Kenneth, thank you so much for the emails. You always send us great information. For sure. Let's see. So anytime they make a statement like that where it's like, this is the last person to die in the Civil War, I'm kind of like, I bet there was a lot of bar fights and like maybe an oops, my gun went off.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe a oops.
kind of deal, or maybe even like, was it gallop by shooting or trot by shooting or canter by shooting? I don't know. Wagon
Gallop
wheel
by
shooting. I don't know.
A gallop by shooting.
Gallop by shooting. All right. So, talking about cemeteries, drink.
I had to stop. I tried
we
for
were
a little bit.
I know. I'm telling you.
I was like, we tried,
I'm
didn't we?
saying cemetery so many times. So, Aubrey and Leland here of Romarin got me down this path looking into these cemeteries over by Munford. And one of the cemeteries is called Munford Memorial Cemetery, which is off Jennifer Road. And it has a few oddities and some whispered lures that the locals talk about. But let me just talk about some odd things that do happen in cemeteries, not necessarily in Munford. And I believe we talked a little bit, maybe repeating some of the things that we talked about, but it's okay. It'll be fine. And, you know, let me be the judge of odd and things in cemeteries because, you know, I used to hang out in cemeteries.
Oh.
You know? But like as a child, nothing untoward.
Okay.
As a child, like as a
Nothing
toddler,
weird.
as like a, as a toddler, I wandered among the gravestones.
Just a
Yeah,
child.
like a feral child.
Yes, a feral child. So I got this from calebwild.com. It's his blog, Confessions of a Funeral Director.
Oh, cool.
So people, if you don't know this, like to model in cemeteries.
Model, like take photos?
Yes, like
We've
we did.
never, never done that, right?
Yes.
Morgan.
Morgan, who is our lovely photographer who took the picture of us that's on the posters. We love her so much. But no, they like to like pose in lingerie against Grandpa's grave.
Okay.
Wait, their own
each
grandpa?
their own.
That's just bizarre.
Their
I
own
don't know. There's
grandpas?
something special wrong with
Yes,
that.
their own grandpa. It's like that.
I miss you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
She's dumb.
There's also people that set up bouncy houses in cemeteries. I've never done that.
I think this would be an extension of the whole decoration thing, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
like decoration day?
Picnics extends into bouncy houses, right?
The bouncy houses.
That's. I mean, I think
There's
maybe we've gone a bit
people that
far.
grill and throw back a few beers in a graveyard. Or a
one out.
cemetery.
Behind that
Pour one out, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, some people like to hunt in cemeteries, which I think is dumb on so many levels. But, to each its own.
Ghost hunt.
Of course, play. People like to exercise in the peace and quiet.
Like with an O?
Like a row machine.
No, I mean like exorcism.
She's talking about like the Exorcist. Get it?
Oh my gosh.
I did exercise. I used to exercise in the 10th Street Cemetery in Anniston.
Yeah.
I lived in apartments that were in the fence behind it, and I would walk my dogs through it.
Yeah.
Did you do
I would
push-ups?
too, if I
They
lived
had
that
little
close.
trails.
Oh, they had trails?
They had like little walking paths,
For
I
the
don't know, I was supposed
dead.
to walk my dogs there, but I did.
Here's something that we don't get a lot of snow in the South, obviously, but when we do, this is what we're going to do if we can make it over to the 10th Street.
If we can.
If we can, because with hills and ice and and stuff like that. But they will sculpt zombies coming out of the graves.
Oh my
It's like fun. Y'all need to look that up
God.
online because that looks really cool. Like they've got
I don't think we
That
get enough
sounds
snow
like
for that.
genius.
yeah.
Maybe if we save it up,
There'll be a lot
over
of pine
multiple
straw
snows,
and leaves.
we can make
Some
mud
muddy
zombies.
water.
Mud babies coming
Ew.
out of the. All right, and then people have been known to live in cemeteries, but a guy popping out of an underground vault is either how I die or how he dies. I think yes. So I remember seeing a cemetery and walking around. This is why I think Southerners love. Or they used to. I don't know. We used to hang out in cemeteries. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I just hung out in cemeteries. Like my grade school, my daycare, whatever. We were always in cemeteries.
Your daycare?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I don't know, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. My church group. I mean, we would just go out.
Really?
Yeah. It explains a lot.
I'm not from here.
Yeah.
but
Well, I'm not from here either. I'm from
know.
Mississippi. So maybe
Still.
it's a Mississippi thing.
maybe is it a? You guys know? Yes.
Anybody?
Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Georgia. So there you go.
Okay. There's a little. Okay.
See,
That's a
my
lot
people
of
We would go as
My
teenagers to be scared, but
No,
there was no
like as
hanging out as children.
Yeah,
Except
having
on Decoration
picnics.
Day when you had to. And
Yeah.
When you had to. So I remember picnicking there, and I remember a very large spider crawling out of a grave, and that has lived in the vault
Jesus.
of horrors. Rent-free for 45 years.
oh my God.
I still
I can imagine.
and so that's
Welcome
where
to my
that's,
phobia.
That's when I go down the hole. It's okay, well, I need to be cremated because I cannot
Definitely.
share
No.
vault space with spiders. I'm sure they're
With the
great.
creatures of the night.
Creatures of the night. Okay, so a couple of more things about cemeteries. Drink. There is a huge
I-
list of all the things found in graves that we have talked about, and I'm going to run through them very quickly, including underwear and used condoms.
Oh,
wait,
that
not-
was on the mountain when we were getting our pictures made.
That was.
No.
And an electric green thong.
Green.
Yes.
All right. Let's clarify. Did you say in graves or in
graves.
cemeteries?
On graves.
On graves.
In cemeteries.
I was like, use condoms in graves.
Okay.
graves.
On graves. So flowers, photographs. These are like the candles, very small rocks. Coins, figurines, toys or stuffed animals, rosary, prayer beads, flags, memorial plaques, medallions, personal items, holiday decorations, letters, notes, incense, smudge sticks, and balloons. But also there has been gloppy things in jars found. And
Moonshine, they got old.
I was going to say lots of liquor bottles.
no, not there's something in the gloppy thing.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then live chickens shackled to headstones.
What?
Yes.
What?
So I'm just
Poor
I'm just
chickie.
telling you what I read.
I'm just telling you what I found on the
What I've
internet.
seen in all my years being out in cemeteries.
That's right. All my years. So this is a bit of a PSA, and this probably is a big duh. And this is also probably why they stopped sending schools and churches to picnic on the cemetery. In 2012, a Texas family, this is really sad, with small children were visiting a cemetery. A kid was playing on a headstone dated 1889, and this stone detached on the foundation and fell on the kid.
Oh, my God.
So I guarantee you that's the reason why you don't see a lot of kids having picnics.
Oh, that's terrible.
This actually happens quite a bit. So Gen Xers, we are the survivors of cemetery picnics. Like we can look back on that with fondness and that we truly did survive.
Made it.
We made it.
We dodged that bullet.
We dodged that bullet and the metal slides of third degree burn.
Oh, yeah. The metal slides on playgrounds.
Playground slides.
When it's 95 degrees outside and you get
absolutely.
the shorts on. Yeah.
Doesn't happen just to
Those
kids.
were short shorts, too.
No.
Oh, are you talking about shorts in the 70s or 80s?
80s, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So headstones falling on people is not just for kids. A groundkeeper was also killed by a 2,000-pound headstone or slab that fell on him. And then lightning actually strikes people in cemeteries quite often. So speaking of lightning and Munford, we can make the connection and get back into local lore. The former principal and founder of Hill Elementary School, Ophelia S. Hill in Munford, Alabama, is said to haunt the school after supposedly being struck by lightning. Some think she stays there to guard the school from any harm. And that school actually has been abandoned. She died in 1950-something.
Oh, okay. Huh.
As far as we know, nobody has died in the cemetery on Cemetery Mountain. But strange things have been reported. So at Bethlehem Methodist Church, it is said that if you drive by the cemetery late at night, you'll see a yellow orb of light floating in the cemetery. Actually, if it's by a church, it's called a graveyard. So you'll see a yellow orb of light floating by the graveyard and across from McElderberry Road.
McElderberry Road.
Yeah, that. Also, if you drive around the church 3 times, park in front of it facing the church, turn off your lights, and the window blinds will rise up.
What?
Yeah,
That same thing happens at Matheny's Bridge in DeKalb County.
There have also, I bet they know each other.
The ghost?
The ghost, yes. There's also been reports of small glowing eyes that can be seen close to the ground in the woods. And this is said to be very small goblins.
Oh.
Like the I'll bite your legs off.
Possums. Which are just as scary.
Just as scary.
Stay away from them.
Yes. There is a tale of an old abandoned church that has a book on the pulpit. And it's said that you can go in, pick up the book, but the further that you carry the book away from the pulpit, the heavier it gets to finally you cannot lift the book anymore.
Oh, that's a cool one.
And it is said that this book is a 1970s Sears and Roebuck catalog.
Oh, my God.
Otherwise known as the Book of Earthly Delights. If you know, you know. You know. You know.
Oh, my God.
So Munford also has a gravity hill on Cheehaw Road. You can put your car in neutral and sit there, and your car will be pulled by very small goblins. And then many people have sworn when they go there, they hear loud screams of a woman who was murdered up there by very small goblins.
Oh, no.
Biting her legs off.
No, those are possums.
Another legend, and this is more of a one that's more popular. There's an old man that lived alone out there with his dog on Cemetery Mountain. During hunting season, he would take his dog out with him. Tragically, it is said that other hunters mistook the dog for a deer and shot it. Oh. The old man never found his beloved pet and is believed that he died shortly from a broken heart. Some hunters have reported encountering a black lab on the mountain, really a hill, and when they approach the dog, an old man will appear asking if they've seen his dog. Then both just mysteriously disappear. Of course, if you're hunting out there, you have to be careful of all like the isolated and overgrown cemeteries and headstones that have like cracked and sunken in. And if you come off the mountain and see a white church with a cemetery, but it's really a graveyard next to it, you might see a little boy barefoot in old-fashioned overalls and a hat, looking to be about 4 or 5 years old. And if you look in the graveyard, among all the graves, you'll see a gravestone that says, "He is not dead, he is sleepeth."
Oh.
And the little boy's name.
Sleepeth?
Sleepeth. So back to Munford Memorial Cemetery, there's something like a little bit peculiar, and this is what Leland was talking to me about, the cemetery. He says that there are bird feeders there, but instead of filling the bird feeders up with seeds, they scatter the feed on the ground. And some think that this is to preoccupy like evil spirits, witches, vampires, because it keeps them from harassing the living because they have OCD and they have to like count all the bird seeds before they can leave, right? Same with laces, which they would love my laces.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. But birds and cemeteries have had a pretty long history. Scattering the seeds is not just a simple feeding ritual. In many cultures, birds are seen as messengers between the living and the dead. By feeding the birds, locals believe that they are sending messages to their departed loved ones, ensuring their spirits remain at peace. Now, my country mama side is going to send out a little warning with this, because if you spread out bird seeds on the ground, you're going to bring mice. And mice bring snakes. So I don't know the stats on how many people have been bitten by snakes in cemetery, but I bet you it's not zero.
It's not zero either.
So the last lore of Munford, Alabama and Cemetery Mountain goes like this. And this is, again, something that Leland and I were talking about. And it started me down like this whole Munford and Cemetery Mountain deal. Munford is about 15 minutes drive from here. It doesn't seem that far, but just like anywhere in the South, at some point you cross over. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's just a 4-way stop. Sometimes it's a paved road that goes to a dirt road. Sometimes it's a railroad track. And sometimes it's a broken tombstone. Munford may be 15 minutes from here, but the land and the rolling hills, we call mountains, they do cast shadows over Munford. And it might as well be like a time that is lost to the past. So Leland was talking to me about some of his friends from Munford back in the 80s, you know, the era of satanic panic. And his group of friends spent their weekends camping and hiking around and up Cemetery Mountain. He wasn't able to go that weekend, but this is the story that they told him and that he told me. Ooh. So they set out and followed Salt Creek for a little bit, set up camp as night fell. Growing up in that area, they knew all about, you know, the hidden gravestones and the old cemeteries along the mountain. So they were out there doing a little bit of drinking, doing a little bit of making out, doing a little bit of scaring each other. And while sitting around the fire, they were telling ghost stories. And they were talking about, like, seeing bears and mountain lions. And once the campfire started to go out, they began to hear someone softly singing a lullaby. And at first, they thought it was one of their friends in the group. They asked if anyone was singing. Is that you? No, stop it. Is that you? Shut up, stop. Everyone, be quiet, right? So once everybody stopped and nobody was talking, they heard it, and it was coming from up the mountain. So having a case or 2 or 3 of beers and teenage bravado, They decided to climb the mountain and find the source. And as they ascended, the lullaby grew louder and more distinct. Suddenly, they spotted a small figure in the distance. And it wasn't the tiny little goblins looking to nibble their knees, but it was a little boy in overalls and a hat. It was hard to tell in the dark, but his eyes looked hollow, and he was smiling. And he beckoned them to follow. And of course, being the dumbass drunk teens, they did. They ended up in this small clearing surrounded by old gravestones. And there was a gravestone that had been a bit separated from the others. And they went over to look at it and read it. Lost my place. They went over, shush. Randy, cut this part out. They went over to...
Oh, my God.
Thank you. They went over to read the inscription, which said, "He is not dead. He is sleepeth." They looked up, and the little boy put his finger to his mouth and said, "Shh," and then he disappeared. So now it's freak out time, right? So they are running everywhere trying to get the hell out of Dodge. They want their mommies. They're going down the mountain, and the path that they came up, they could not find. And it looked like it had overgrown, and they got turned around, and familiar landmarks disappeared, and they couldn't make out which way to go. And then the lullaby started up again.
Oh, God.
And it grew louder. And panic and blind running through thickets, tripping over hidden gravestones. And it seemed to appear out of nowhere, or hidden gravestones that seemed to appear out of nowhere. They realized that they were lost and trapped on that mountain with no way out. Hours seemed to pass, and they were tired, and they were sober now. And every attempt to try to find a way down the mountain brought them back to that clearing. But they didn't see the boy anymore who was singing the lullaby because it had stopped. And they did notice that the landscape started to get lighter and the sun was breaking over the mountain hill. And once it was light enough, they found their trail and went back to camp. So the authenticity of this tale remains a mystery. Was it the embellished account of drunken teens or the mountain lullaby for its resting infants? Regardless, locals now caution nocturnal visitors to Cemetery Mountain. Those who dare might find themselves lured by the haunting lullaby of the little boy, leading them to the resting place of sleeping infants.
Oh, no.
And that's my story.
Yay.
Oh. So, y'all, we did a thing before we take our break.
Oh, that wig. I know. God. We're going to put that in a ponytail for the second half.
Let me get my pen.
This wig is driving me nuts, too. Wigs. I hate wigs.
Here, Marlea?
What?
Get Claudia.
Oh, God.
Here, I'll get her.
There you go.
Yeah, you do it. You're so shiny.
So I created a Mad Lib, and y'all are all going to participate.
Whether you like it or
Whether
not.
you like it or not. Put my granny glasses on so I can see. All right, from the audience, and I will read the Mad Lib back to you that you created after our break. So give me an adjective. Give me an adjective.
Oh, my God.
Slimy.
What?
Pretty. Slimy.
Slimy? Okay. All right, mythical creature.
Unicorn.
Give me the name of an object. Yes, thank you. That's a great. Okay, so I need one more adjective.
Nice.
Did you say flat? Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, another adjective. Lumpy. Okay, a verb. Melting. Okay.
No, that's not a verb. Is it? It's a gerund. Melt. You know, it's weird. We did so many adjectives, and actually she said verb, and I was like, I don't remember what a verb is.
I'm sorry. I've got a long list here, y'all. Okay, so what's an animal sound?
How do you spell that?
Okay, type of building.
That's a weird one. Ooh, Pentagon. Okay.
Okay, another object.
Lollipop.
Okay, a number.
42.
A food item.
I am.
Pickle.
Pickle.
Good one.
Good one. Another adjective.
Lazily. No, wait, that's an adverb.
Lazy.
Lazy's an adjective,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, sure. 13.
Wait, what?
Oh, sorry. What is 13?
13.
Another adjective. I'm really working on tonight. 13.
Fluffy. Kitten. What is kitten?
What is kitten? That's funny. Oh, okay, we're going to use the same mythical creature. Hold on.
So you made this Mad Lib?
Yes.
Why
You
did you
put a
print it
lot-
in such small letters?
Because I am not smart.
Didn't realize how much you would age between then and now.
Yes. You are correct, ma'am. So an exclamation.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Well, exactly. Fuck.
Duh. Okay. Type of dance.
Polka.
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum,
An emotion.
bum,
An emotion?
bum.
Who said that? 22.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Another emotion. Sad.
Yeah.
Horny, sad.
Horny and
people.
sad.
Genre of music.
All right, metal.
Okay. Another adjective. Oh, we're almost done, I promise. Y'all go, shit, that's not up for this.
Sketchy.
Sketchy.
Alrighty, a verb.
It's an action word.
Okay.
Jump. Is that what you said?
No,
Jerk. Oh, okay.
that's a little sus. Alrighty, and the last one is an adjective. What's the final?
Sparkly.
There we go. All right, thank you. We're going to take a quick break, and then we have bathrooms in the back, and yeah.
Candy
There's
in the
more-
front in a
yeah.
casket.
Oh, there's a coffin of candy up front too. Yes.
Yes, and
Bathroom in the back, candy in the front.
nice. So we're going to take like a 10-minute break so
Okay.
that we can use the restroom, and then Marlea will start her story.
I will.
Yes, and I can take this wig off for like 5 seconds. Oh my. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I know. Yes. I'm not gonna.